What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and here's my next episode of Joe Winko Talk. So, this is absolutely going to be a personal episode of Joe Winko Talk. Nothing morbid or gloomy, but it definitely is going to be a personal episode of Joe Winko Talk. I actually been wanting to do this video for a while, and I haven't been feeling like doing episodes of Joe Winko Talk lately because I've been kind of out of it and not feeling well, but I definitely felt up to doing this video. This is also going to be an X-rated episode of Joe Winko Talk, so if you're under 18, do not watch this video. And also, if you're homophobic, do not watch this video either. But before I get to the main topic of this episode of Joe Winko Talk, there is some stuff I have to clarify and explain in case this is the first video of me that you are watching. So, I am a single, autistic, gold star gay guy living in northern Florida, and I've been trying to find a lover and a partner for a really long time. I talked about this and explained this before in a previous episode of Joe Winko Talk, the No Stalker Boy Washington Stalker episode of Joe Winko Talk. I'll have that linked in the pinned comments of this video. But I always wanted a guy who was obsessive and like very in love with me at a crazy level, honestly. Basically, I always wanted an obsessive lover. That's honestly something that I always wanted my whole entire life, but I didn't start openly talking about that till 2023 when I done that episode of Joe Winko Talk. But that really is what I always wanted. I absolutely have not found that at all and never ended up finding it. Don't let the title of this video fool you. The thing is, the gay guys that I always meet and the gay guys that I always encounter always end up ghosting me. The problem is that the guys I talk to, literally 100% of the guys I've came in contact with, always get bored of me and always get tired of me and always drop me like a hot brick easily. It only takes one bad move for a guy to completely cut me out of his life for eternity and never talk to me again. Those of you who've been following me for a long time would know this, but I absolutely had terrible luck in my love life. I get ghosted by guys all the time for really stupid reasons. Either because I take too long to reply to their text messages because they're too scared to call me, or because I don't have a car, or because I'm not allowed to have people over where I live, or because I don't suck penis or take it up the ass, even though I always make that very obvious in all my dating site profiles. That's literally the first thing I mention. They'll act like they're interested in me either way, even after telling them all that. They'll act like they want to be with me, but as soon as there's one slip up, as soon as they text me while I'm in an off mood, as soon as I forget to reply to their text messages, or if I take too long to reply to their text messages, or if they see a video on YouTube that they don't like that I posted, they'll automatically ghost me and cut contact with me, and I'll never hear from them again. And it seriously gets really annoying, honestly. But that's all that I've been running into. Another thing is, I have a mild form of autism, so I really never have anything in common with any of the guys I talk to. Never have anything in common with any of the guys I talk to. But they always get bored of me, always get tired of me, and end up ditching me so I can go find someone else who gets bored and tired of me and ends up ditching me. And that keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again. This literally has been the case with every single guy I have talked to, honestly. So often that I truly believe that it's normal for guys to be this way, really. Which is why I always say that only a crazy man will love Joe Winko. And which is why I always say that I want a crazy, obsessive man in my life who will never leave at all, which is exactly what I've been trying to find this whole entire time. But to this day, as of November 23rd, 2024, I have not found that yet, and barely even came close to finding that. The guy I'm going to be talking about in this video is the closest I have came to finding that. On top of that, men I talk to online always lie to me all the time as well. They'll act like they're interested in me, they'll act like they like me, but really they don't want to make anything real. They just want to fantasize about being with me and talk to me about how they want to be with me all the time, but they never want to meet me at all, and they obviously don't want it to be real. That's another thing that I've been noticing. It basically comes with being Joe Winko. I always find guys who are going to lie to me, then ditch me and stab me in the back. Virtually 100% of the guys I've encountered so far. Especially since I'm not picky at all. If you've seen the pictures of all the guys who ghosted me, you would know that my standards when it comes to looks is literally at sea level. But I still keep running into stupid guys who act like they like me, lie to me, and then ditch me when they get bored. But what would happen if one of those guys who keep lying to me all the time and acting like they like me all the time, what would happen if they kept coming back and never went away? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, because that's exactly what's going on. I have my cell phone set to block anonymous callers. Whenever someone tries calling me anonymously, I will not hear my phone ring. It'll automatically go to voicemail. That's the settings that I have set on my phone because a lot of guys I met online, like on sites like FetLife and CollarSpace, when I give them my phone number and want them to call me and talk to me, they'll call me anonymously, and basically all they do is just fantasize about being with me, like this one stupid guy from North Carolina who told me that he was actually straight, but he fantasizes about doing stuff with a guy who's a top, but he wasn't serious about any of it because it was going on from 2022 to 2023, and he never tried meeting me at all, never even made any plans to meet me at all, so I just told him to fuck off and I didn't want to talk to him anymore, and just set my phone to block anonymous callers. Lots of guys do that all the time. He wasn't even the only guy to do that, so I have my phone set to block anonymous callers. But a lot of guys are also scared to call me and talk on the phone with me, which I think is really stupid. And my best guess is that the reason why they're afraid to call me and talk on the phone with me is because they're afraid that I'm going to like stalk them or something like that. Like if I have their phone number, I'm going to stalk them and come after them or some shit like that, which isn't true. The guys I talk to online are a lot of times stupid enough to think that just because I'm looking for a crazy obsessive man to become my lover, they think that I myself am also a crazy obsessive man, and that if they give me their phone number, I'm going to be calling them and stalking them nonstop. And that's honestly not true. When a guy doesn't like me, my first instinct is to go find another guy who does. And thankfully, that's because of my adoptive dad. Because back when I was a kid, my adoptive dad told me, before he knew I was gay, obviously, he told me to find a girl who is crazy about me. Don't find a girl who I'm crazy about. And my gay autistic mind translated that to go find a man who is crazy about me. Don't find a man who I'm crazy about. And I haven't even came close to finding that. My sleeping schedule is also weird because of my autism. Usually I'm asleep all day and awake all night because I don't like hearing my annoying redneck hillbilly neighbors yapping outside all the time, which is really damn annoying during the day So that's the reason why I sleep during the day and I'm awake out at night instead, because nights are more peaceful, honestly. And also because my autism causes my sleeping schedule to be weird. I mean, that's one symptom of autism, difficulty falling asleep. So last night I woke up and I checked the call records on my phone. And apparently I had a lot of missed calls from an anonymous unknown number. Let me show you a screenshot of all the missed calls I had from an anonymous number. They all seem to occur back to back around the same time as each other too. Very close in range in terms of time. That's my best way of explaining it. And as soon as I saw that, I automatically knew who it was because there's only one man that I know of who would obsessively call me like that. His name is Tim, and let me show you a few pictures of him. Here they are. All right, that's one picture of him. There's more, but yeah. The thing about those pictures do not do him justice. I mean, he looks nice in those pictures. Among Joe Winko standards, he looks really nice, which is the only standards that matter. But when you see him in person, he is actually a very, very, very gorgeous man. And I like him a lot, honestly. I really like him a lot. And if you read some of the stuff that he sends me, which we'll be getting to very soon, you would know that he also likes me a lot also. Or at least it seems like he likes me a lot. Tim is this crazy man who has been messaging me and contacting me for an extremely long time. An extremely long time. And he's actually been telling me that he wanted me to make a video about me and him. He told me that a little while ago. And usually I don't like showing the guys who I like and the guys who I'm getting along with. Usually I don't like to show a guy who I am actually interested in. I don't like showing him in my YouTube videos at all. And that's always been the case, even when I do end up with a crazy obsessive guy who wants to be my lover, and when I finally do find that, I wouldn't want to show him in my YouTube videos ever, honestly. That's just something that I prefer. In case that guy who actually will end up being my crazy obsessive lover is actually watching this video. In case Tim doesn't want to and keeps pulling this stuff over and over again. Tim is definitely my type. He keeps calling my phone over and over again. Every now and then he does this, but he'll keep calling my phone over and over again. He keeps sending me tons of emails. He keeps sending me tons of text messages saying that he wants to get together with me, telling me that he's fine that I don't suck penis and that I don't take it up the ass because he's a total bottom. He says that he wants to suck my penis all the time. He wants to have my penis inside of his mouth all the time. He tells me that he wants me to fuck him up the ass and he wants to be with me and everything like that. All stuff that I love hearing. He's even told me that he would want to move to Florida and that he wants to drive and take me on a road trip somewhere. Also stuff that I always like hearing. He's even told me that he loves me and he wants to be with me, but he doesn't say that enough. Usually when he starts blowing up my phone and starts sending me tons of messages and stuff like that, it's really just about how he wants to have my penis inside of his mouth all the time, which is obviously something I'm definitely into. If you read any of my love spell petitions or any of my love spell manifestation posts on Facebook. And he definitely does seem like a crazy guy, and he definitely does seem to be obsessive too, and has been obsessive for an extremely long time. So those of you guys who are listening to all of this may all be wondering, okay, Joe, here's a handsome guy who keeps blowing up your phone over and over again and keeps wanting your penis inside of his mouth over and over again. What seems to be the problem here? The problem is that whenever he tells me he wants to meet up, and whenever I tell him, yeah, let's get together, which is every time, he always chickens out and tells me, no, Joe, we can't meet each other. I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. I'm starting to like you too much. And then he'll block me and I won't hear from him for some time until he decides to come back and the cycle starts all over again. That's what the problem is. And this has been going on for an extremely long time. My messages from Tim actually date back all the way to year 2015. Now, I didn't want to tell you guys how old I am, but I was 19 years old in year 2015. Here's a couple pictures of what I looked like back in 2015. These are some pictures of myself from year 2015. So yeah, that's me when I was 19. Not sure how many people watching this video remember this, but back then there was a personal section on Craigslist, Craigslist Personals. I would always use the men seeking men section because I was trying to find a lover and partner on Craigslist because it was technically the only option I have. I don't like going to bars or nightclubs. I don't like being around a lot of people. And people always tell me, oh, Joe, you need to learn to overcome your social anxiety. But why the fuck should I have to do that? I should just be able to find another crazy guy who prefers to be home all the time, just like myself, and another crazy guy who doesn't like going out to social events, just like myself, because that's exactly what I want. So that's why I tried looking on Craigslist. So back in 2015, I posted an ad on Craigslist saying that I was looking for a guy to become my lover and partner, or boyfriend, whatever term you want to use. And Tim ended up replying to it back then. Now, at that time, I was 19 years old, so I was a bit like picky and judgmental back then. I mean, nowadays, I obviously don't care what a guy looks like. I just prefer a guy who's older than I am. But back when I was 19 years old, for some reason, I wasn't interested in Tim at that time. Fast forward to 2016, when I was 20 years old, suddenly I did end up becoming interested in Tim. I thought that he seemed like a really nice man, and I finally started to notice how handsome he really was, and how handsome he really is, because I still like him to this day, and I'm personally always going to like him. That's why I have his name written all over my body right now. Imagine if he truly was a crazy, obsessive man and seeing me like this. Gosh. When him and I started talking in 2016, things ended up getting really intense between us. In a good way, things got really intense between us. I mean, almost in a good way. Let me read to you my favorite message that I got from him that still gets me going to this day. He sent me this message on June 6th of 2016. Joe, hi, thanks. That's probably the best response I have received from you, because it's totally an addiction I have of sucking cock, especially a hot caramel stud young big cock that wants a cock craving mouth sucking him for hours. Alright, one thing I need to throw in real quick, it actually turns me on more when a guy calls it a penis instead. That's what I like my parts to be referred to as. I mean, call it a penis. Don't call it a dick and don't call it a cock. Just letting you guys know. For now on, I'll just exchange the rest of the words. I mean, the rest of the times he uses that word with penis instead. I love sucking penis, especially when I get to drink the hot cream, because as I'm drinking the hot cream, I know that the guy, boy in parentheses, and that part is what, that part was what really got me excited by this message, would be enjoying his orgasm and that I completed my job. It's a win-win for both you and me. I mean, that's what he always says whenever he's in his phase where he really likes me and everything. I mean, yeah. I'd love to spend an entire day sucking you off, seeing how many times I could get you to nut. Is it possible to fully suck you off, get you to orgasm just by oral, not using any hands? How long does that take for you to orgasm? At least the first time, as I know a second or third blowjob would take longer to bring you off. Well, that actually would take a while. My penis tends to be stubborn, but I mean, I don't mind at all. I mean, I literally fantasize about a guy keeping my penis inside of his mouth forever, really. I mean, and that's a fantasy that I actually want to come true. I mean, it's not just a fantasy. I mean, if that was actually possible, I would absolutely love it because I've had guys who ghosted me because I like having my penis sucked on too much and I want them to suck me off too much. Like even after I orgasm and even after I come in the guy's mouth and even after I ejaculate in the guy's mouth, I want him to keep sucking me and I can go multiple rounds and that's actually rare because usually once you get a guy off, he's like, ugh, don't touch me anymore. But that's definitely not me. That absolutely is not me. I actually get mad when a guy stops sucking me after I come inside of his mouth. I'm like, what? You're not done yet? Keep going. Yeah. Then he was asking me if there's any motels by me and saying that he wants to meet me and everything. This was back when I was living in Wisconsin. Tim lives near the area in Wisconsin that I used to live in, and he still lives there to this day. He sent me that message back when I was 20 years old, and I remember how excited I was to meet him. I was very, very excited to meet him. I thought that that message was very sweet. It was heartwarming too. I mean, my heart wasn't the only organ that it was warming, obviously, but I was really excited to meet him. I was like, oh wow, I really hit the jackpot here. I like this guy. He's really awesome and he's really nice and he's really sweet and he really gets me in the mood also. I mean, yeah. I was honestly very excited with how compatible him and I were, really, and how compatible him and I are actually. And I really wanted to meet him, and I really wanted to be with him, and I still want to be with him to this day. Unless I find another man who's actually serious about all that. But as Tim still does to this day, whenever I would try to make plans with him and whenever I would try to meet him, he would keep canceling on me and he would keep chickening out on me. And I used to get really pissed off about that, really. Nowadays, however, I understand that this guy is mentally ill, really. Apparently, he has bipolar disorder, which is also something that I myself have been diagnosed with, but really, the circumstances to have bipolar disorder, you really only need to have one mood swing to have bipolar disorder. And most of the time, my mood swings are caused when my blood sugar is off. And back when I was in my early 20s, I wasn't really aware of that. But nowadays, I'm much more aware of that when my mood starts feeling weird, I know it's my blood sugar is causing the issue. So I have more control of it, really. The reason why I'm saying that is just because my true obsessive lover is actually watching this video. You don't have to worry about me lashing out on you and snapping at you. I mean, when I get that upset, I just back away, really, and try to figure out what's going on with me. But I don't lash or snap on someone. Not in person, at least. Online, it's a different story. But as I said earlier, I really am looking for a crazy and obsessive man, just like Tim. There's so many more emails that he sent me over the years. He sent me tons of emails since 2016, all the way up to this day, he keeps sending me more and more emails. Some of them I haven't even got the chance to read yet, but they all basically say the same thing, that he really wants to suck my penis all the time and have my penis inside of his mouth all the time, which is obviously exactly what I want, really. But whenever I try to get together with him, he keeps canceling out on me and saying that we can't meet because he's getting too obsessed with me and everything like that. But that's seriously not a problem because that's exactly what I want my man to feel like, really. And that's why it irks me so much. So I kept trying to meet him throughout year 2016, but I mean, nothing really happened that year at all, despite me trying to contact him and replying to all of his messages he sent me. And despite him sending me tons of emails and everything like that, he kept chickening out when it came to meeting me. In late 2016, things got bad between me and my adoptive parents. For many reasons, honestly. Me and my adoptive parents were not close. They seriously did not know how to take care of an autistic person. They didn't even fucking know that I had autism because they were too damn stupid. So they ended up putting me out of the house in late 2016 because we weren't getting along with each other. And they put me in an apartment in West Dallas, Wisconsin for a year from 2016 to 2017. And at that time, my adoptive parents, they didn't care if I had people over at that apartment. Nowadays, I'm living in a vacation home that my adoptive parents are renting in Florida. And my adoptive parents have told me that I'm not allowed to have people over where I live at now in northern Florida because they're worried that if something gets damaged, it'll be on them because they're the ones responsible for this property and stuff like that. But they said that I could leave whenever I want to and be gone for as long as I want to. That's the thing. But back when I was living in the apartment in Wisconsin, they didn't really care if I had people over. So, fast forward to January of year 2017, Tim finally said that he was going to come to where I live and he was going to come over and he was going to see me. And he said that he was going to suck on my penis all day, over and over and over again, exactly like I wanted him to, and exactly like he wanted to. And I was very, very excited for that because I've been reading the messages he'd been sending me and reading the emails he'd been sending me and obviously masturbating to them and imagining him doing that over and over again. And I was really excited to meet him because I was looking for a lover and a partner back then. Also, because I was going through some really fucked up and stressful stuff back in year 2017. And this was something that I was happy about. Finally, something good for once. This is what I was wearing that day. This was the robe I had on. I was wearing nothing except this red robe. And here's a couple of pictures of me from 2016 of me wearing this robe. So yeah, that's exactly what I looked like that day, and that's exactly what I was wearing at that time. Nothing but this robe. So in the apartment building that I was living in at that time, when you were like inviting a visitor over, they couldn't really get into the building by themselves. You had to either let them in or buzz them in. And he told me that he was finally at the apartment that I was living in at that time. So I went out to the hallway to let him in. And the hallway to let him in was like literally right outside my apartment room that I was living in. And I saw a car pull up, and I was expecting to see a guy who looked like the guy in the pictures he sent me. And that really is him in those pictures, by the way. But I didn't recognize him right away when he pulled up. But I saw this slender white man get out of a car and he starts walking towards my apartment. And I remember when I first saw him, I was just like, ooh, that guy is really handsome. And oh, that guy is really cute. I wish that was the guy who I was meeting today. And I know that sounds a bit judgmental, but that's what I was thinking. I didn't think it was him at first until he actually walked over to me and I let him inside and he said hi to me and everything. And I was like, oh, wait, that's what he looks like. So that's what I meant by those pictures not doing him justice. Like, you see what he looks like in those pictures that I'm showing right now? That is him, but when you see him in person, he looks handsome in those pictures either way. Tim is a very, very, very handsome man. He looks handsome in those pictures either way, but when you see him in person, he is very, very stunningly handsome. He looks like he does in those pictures, except he's like really slender and he has a body exactly like mine, and he's like in his 50s and he has a body like mine, and I thought that was really impressive. And
One thing I forgot to say while I was recording all this, I really don't care what a guy's body looks like. I love all men, and all male bodies are beautiful, honestly. Even if a chubby guy ends up being the one who falls in love with me, I would still love him either way. It's what's on the inside that counts. So, yeah, just wanted to make that very clear. I love all men. And the crazy man chooses Joe Winko. Joe Winko does not choose the crazy man.
I was even more excited then, and I was like, oh, today's going to be awesome. I have this handsome stud wanting to come suck on my penis over and over again and spend a lot of time with me. And I was really excited because when you read the emails he sent me, I mean, that email that I read you was just one of the emails he sent me. Literally seemed like I was imagining that as soon as I let this guy in and as soon as we get inside my apartment, he's immediately going to go like straight for my penis and start like orally copulating me ferociously over and over and over again, because he seemed like really crazy and obsessive in his emails, and I was ready for it, really. I mean, yeah. However, when we finally walked up into my apartment room, I opened up my robe and I was wearing nothing under the robe. So right then I exposed my penis to him and he was like really nervous. And I noticed that he was really nervous, but like I was like super excited to meet him finally because I kept reading all the emails he sent me. He got down on his knees and he started sucking on my penis. Like he wasn't taking it all the way into his mouth, but he was like sucking on the glands in the upper part of my penis, which is the most sensitive part. And like I was rubbing on his shoulders and I was trying to get him to like wrap his arms around my waist because I wanted him to like hold me and cuddle with me while he was sucking on my penis. And I was like really excited to meet him, but he just seemed like really nervous the whole entire time. And it was only for a few minutes that he had my penis inside of his mouth for. And then he got up and said, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I was like, what? What's going on? And he's like, I'm sorry. I can't do this. I have to go. And then he turned away and he walked out the door. And I was just like, Tim, what the heck? And he just left. And he just shut the door behind him and left. And I was just standing there and I was heartbroken, really. I was just like, what? Why did he leave? And I was sad because I was really excited to meet him and was really excited to have that intimate contact with him for a long time. And now that I think of it, that wasn't the last time that I saw him in person. There was one more time after this. But now that I think of it, that was really the only time that he ever had my penis inside of his mouth. It was just that one cold January day back in 2017, back when I was 21. And I was sad about that, and he drove off and left. And I was really sad about that he left. And but even back then, I was kind of used to it. I was like, okay, guys act like they like me and then ditch me all the time. This is just another instance of it. And I soon got over it and I stopped hearing from him for some time. For some time, I stopped hearing from him. But then eventually he messaged me back and emailed me back. and he was saying that he was sorry for leaving that day. He said that he was just apparently what he said was that he was just so mesmerized by seeing me standing there wearing nothing but my red robe that I had on, and then just opening up my robe and having him suck on my penis and everything. And he was telling me that what I should have done was I should have just forced it into his mouth and forced him to suck on it. And in all honesty, I mean, in case you guys haven't seen my I don't like throat fucking episode of Joe Winko Talk, that's really not something that I'm into. I mean, the main thing I'm into is just sitting back and relaxing and letting a guy suck on my penis for a long time. I don't want to have to force it into a guy's mouth, honestly, because I'm not into that. I mean, I'm more of a loving and sensual type. I like for a guy to like creep up between my legs and start orally copulating me over and over again for a long time and just keep sucking me and suckling me for a maddeningly long time. I mean, I get excited just thinking about it. I mean, there's so much more I can say about that, but that's really what I prefer, honestly. And I absolutely did tell him that that's what I prefer. I'm not into the rough, like, throat fucking thing, but that's exactly what he wanted me to do. And I tried getting together with him again, but he didn't see me for the rest of 2017. But he would keep emailing me over and over again from time to time, saying that he really wanted to get together with me again, saying that he wanted me to ejaculate inside of his mouth, telling me that he wants me to come inside of his mouth, that he wants to suck my penis all the time, telling me that he wants me to fuck his ass and he wants to be my lover and everything. And he would call me every now and then. And it went on for a while. Fast forward to October of 2017. That's when my adoptive parents finally sent me down to Florida after the lease in my Wisconsin apartment was up. They shipped me down to Florida, to Clearwater, Florida, to live, which is where I lived in Florida from 2017 until I moved to Volusia County, Florida in 2021, which is where I'm living at right now. That whole entire time, he kept emailing me over and over and over again, even after I moved down to Florida. I even told him that he should move down to Florida also so he and I could be together. And he was telling me that he would love to move down to Florida. And he says that he wants to come visit Florida and he wants to try like sucking my penis again. And he was talking about his fantasy of being like tied to the back of the bed. This is what it evolved to. He wanted to be like tied up to the back of the bed and tied to the bedpost while I force my penis down his throat and while I force my penis down his mouth. And he kept bringing that up to me over and over again, and it obviously wasn't a hard limit for me, no pun intended. It obviously never had been a hard limit for me. I just always preferred just sitting back and relaxing and having him suck on my penis like a crazy obsessive man that he was acting like a crazy obsessive man that he was acting like. That's how I wanted him to suck on my penis. But he said that he wanted me to tie him up and force it down his throat. And he told me that after I did that, then he would like suck my penis whatever way I want him to. So then eventually that got to me, and I was like, okay, okay, okay. If that's what you want, sure. If that's what makes you become my lover in real life, then sure, I'll do that for you. So in 2018, he ended up ordering these restraints or something like that. He told me to put them on my Amazon wish list so he can order them for me so they can be delivered to me. And to this day, I still have them. Here they are right here. These restraints that, like, you use to, like, tie him and strap him to the bed and stuff like that. To this day, I still have them. And I was like, okay, Tim, I got the restraints. Are you going to come down to Florida so I can ram my penis down your mouth and in your throat like you want me to? And, like, I was I'm not gonna lie, eventually, the more I thought of that and the more like how into it he was, I kept thinking of that over and over again. And I was like, okay, if he really wants that, and if this is what makes him happy, and if this is what makes him become my lover in real life instead of obsessively sending me emails over and over again, I will absolutely do that. So that's what I told him. But then the stuff he started saying and the stuff that he wanted to do with me, it got a bit weird. And I'm not talking like, I'm not saying that he wanted to like have me suck his penis, because that's a hard limit for me, something that I don't do at all because I don't like doing it ever. He wasn't saying that he wanted me to do anything with his penis. It was just some of the stuff he was saying was stuff we really were not able to do. For example, he wanted to come to Clearwater, Florida. He wanted to pick me up. I remember he sent me an email of him saying this. He wanted to come to Clearwater, Florida. He wanted to pick me up. He wanted me to put like a dog collar and a leash around his neck. And he wanted me to be wearing nothing but my red Speedo or red jockstrap or something like that. And he wanted me to walk into the hotel with him and check into the hotel with him and walk him to our hotel room. And I was like, Tim, are you serious? I can't do that. I mean, you can't do that, especially in Florida. Gosh. But he said that he really wanted me to do that. And I said, Tim, we can't do that. Just come to Florida and just come meet me. We'll get a hotel room and we'll spend tons of time in the hotel room together. And I'll have you on a leash if you want that too, but it has to be in the hotel room. I mean, we can't go out and do stuff like that, really. And then eventually he said he was okay with doing just that, just doing everything inside the hotel room and picking me up and taking me back to the hotel room with him. He kept telling me that he was going to come to Clearwater, that he was planning on coming to Clearwater, Florida, and meeting me, but that never happened. It never happened. He never came to Clearwater, Florida, and never came to Florida to come meet me. To this day, he hasn't came to Florida at all to come meet me. However, I would eventually end up seeing Tim again, and this was the last time I saw him. Fast forward to July of 2019, one stranger I met online took me on a road trip, sent me a train ticket from Florida to Virginia, and from Virginia we drove all around the eastern side of the USA and then drove through the Midwest back to Wisconsin, which is where the stranger dropped me off at where my adoptive parents used to live, and I was visiting my adoptive parents for some time, which was absolutely miserable. I absolutely hate Wisconsin. Whenever I go back to Wisconsin, I always feel like I'm going to be trapped there forever, and I don't like being in Wisconsin. That was a place that I always wanted to leave, and a place that I never wanted to live at, and a place that I wasted way too much time at. I mean, seriously. But while I was there, I was finally close to Tim again, and him and I got in touch with each other, and I told him that I was back in Wisconsin, and I told him where to pick me up from, and I told him let's get together again. Now, here's some background info for what Tim and I were talking about after I moved to Florida from 2017 to 2019, and even after this. I was telling him that I was looking for a lover and a partner. I was looking for an older guy to be with, a guy who's a catcher and not a pitcher, a bottom and who's not a top. I was looking for an older bottom guy to be with and to be lovers with. And I told him that I was trying to find a guy who also likes to drive and go on road trips because I absolutely love road trips, as you guys all should know. And that's still exactly what I'm trying to find to this day, also. And during that time, he was telling me that he was definitely up for that. He would love to take me on a long road trip, and he would love to become my lover and everything, and he would love to be with me, and he would love to suck on my penis all the time. And basically, everything that, basically, all of that got me really excited. and I was excited to see him again, really. But when I came back to visit Wisconsin, and when him and I finally got together again in July of 2019, I was 23 at that time, he picked me up and he was driving me around my old neighborhood in Wisconsin. He seemed really nervous the whole entire time, like really shy and really quiet while I was sitting next to him in the car. And at that time, I thought that he was just really shy, but looking back on it and remembering how he was acting that day and remembering the look on his face, it seemed more like he was suffering some, I wouldn't say severe, but he was suffering from some mental condition while he was driving me around. He was getting like really nervous while he was sitting next to me, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid eye contact with me also. That's another thing that I noticed because I was being all friendly with him. I was rubbing my hand on his shoulder, telling him that I was well, because I was excited to meet him, telling him that I was excited to meet him and I loved all the emails that he was sending me, except the ones where he was telling me that he was liking me too much. I told him that I loved all the emails he sent me and that I was really excited for him to come to Florida. And I was really excited for us to finally be together after so long. And then it's crazy the stuff he started saying then. He started telling me that he doesn't like to drive at all. And I was like, what? Even though he was just sending me a lot of emails saying that he would love to take me on a long drive and take me on a road trip. He was also telling me that he was falling in love with a woman. He was also telling me that if he ever moved to Florida, he would never want to live in inland Florida because, I mean, that's where I live right now in inland Volusia County. But at that time, when I was living in Clearwater, I always wanted to move to inland Florida so I wouldn't have to worry about storm surge from hurricanes. And he was just saying that if he ever moved to Florida, he would want to live by the water. And looking back on it, it really just seems like he was just trying to tell me a lot of stuff to just like get me to not talk to him anymore. But the thing you have to remember, this guy was sending me tons of emails saying that he wanted to be with me, even after this and even to this day. As I told you, last night he just called my phone from a fucking anonymous number several times trying to get in contact with me. But I remember when he was telling me all this and I got really upset. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me all this? And like I tend to take things very seriously, and then I remember he told me that he wanted me to be more forceful and everything. So I tried hugging him and then he was like pushing me away. He's like, "No, no, please don't touch me at all." And I was like, "Tim, seriously, you want me to be with you?" And he's like, "No, no, no, please don't." And then eventually I was just like, "Okay, all right, I'm not into this. I'm not into this." I had him take me back to where he picked me up from and dropped me off. I was mad. I didn't say anything really mean to him. I just like, because as I said, in person, I don't snap on someone. In person, I just put distance between me and that person who's making me mad. And I just walked home really pissed off. I wasn't that pissed off because, as I said, guys always ghost me and ditch me right away. So, I mean, even back in 2019, 2017, 2016, I was used to it back then. Not as used to it as I am now, but even back then I was used to it. So I just went home and was really pissed off and mad, and I was just like, whatever. That was the last time him and I saw each other in person and were together in person. He started emailing me again after I returned to Florida, and he started telling me that he was sorry about that last time we were together, and he was saying that he really wants to be with me. Now, the thing about him, he really just says that he wants to suck on my penis a lot. He doesn't really tell me that he's in love with me. He doesn't say that very often, unless I ask him. He doesn't say that very often. When I ask him if he's in love with me, which I kind of feel that he is, because he's been sending me emails since 2016 saying that he wants to be with me. He called my phone like 7 times last night And I could obviously the calls weren't going through because he was calling me from an anonymous number, but I'm assuming he does want to be with me. I mean, I actually can confirm that it was actually him who was calling my phone. Let me play one of the messages because when I block a number, you're able to leave messages. Even like an anonymous person can leave messages. Let me play you both of the messages he left for me. They're very, very short, but I have them right here. This is from last night. This is one message he left for me.
I'm ready.
I thought it was longer than that. Well, I'm not sure how well you guys heard that, but let me play it again.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. That's what he said in that message. I'm going to try to add it in this video. I'm not sure how well my microphone is picking it up, but here's another one that he sent.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. And yeah, let me play that one more time.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry. That's what he said in his crazy guy voice. And well, I mean, you guys know exactly what he meant by I'm hungry because every single time he tries calling me, he talks to me about how much he wants my penis inside of his mouth, which is honestly my favorite thing ever. I mean, if only he was actually serious when he said that. I mean, if he was serious about all that, if he liked me as much as he said in all of his emails that he likes me, you wouldn't see any videos or posts about me complaining about not having a lover or partner at all. Really, you, for all you know, you'd probably see a bunch of posts by me saying that I have the. Not exactly sure if I would do that. I was gonna say you might see a lot of posts about me saying that I have the best lover ever, which I absolutely would if he was serious about everything he was saying to me. But I don't know. Like when I finally do find an obsessive man to become my lover and partner, I wasn't going to talk about it in my YouTube videos. I was just gonna stop. I was really just gonna stop talking about how I can't find a lover and partner, but you guys would eventually notice it. For example, my newer episodes of Joe Winko Talk wouldn't be done in the same bedroom as you guys always see my new episodes of Joe Winko Talk being done in. They'd be getting done in a different bedroom, the bedroom with my crazy obsessed lover from then on. That's how you guys will know if I found my crazy obsessive lover when suddenly my YouTube videos are done in a brand new bedroom without me explaining it or without me explaining exactly where I'm at. That's how you guys will finally know that I found my crazy obsessive man. You guys will never see him though, but unless it ends up being this guy who I'm talking about in this video, unless it ends up being Tim, since you guys already saw him in this video, but you guys will never see my crazy obsessive lover because I prefer not to show my guy in any of my YouTube videos at all, really. But speaking of that, there's a lot of other stuff he started saying that he wanted to do with me, and it was all stuff that I was okay with. And I'm pretty sure I was the first person to ask him this, because this is something that I fantasized about for a long time. Now, I watch a lot of porn on the internet. I always jerk off to a lot of gay porn all the time on the internet. Of course I do, because I don't like hookups and I'm trying to find a lover and partner, but I can't find one at all. Every single guy I meet only wants to spend one night with me, then they ditch me and they go into oblivion for eternity. So because of that, I mainly just watch a lot of porn and jerk off to a lot of porn. Even more so nowadays than I was when I was younger. Like I still masturbate like 3 to 5 times daily, honestly. I mean, yeah, it seems like my sex drive has gotten stronger, really, and more powerful. I guess it's because of all the gay love spells I've been casting and stuff like that. But it seems like the older I got, the more powerful my sex drive got, really. So that's a good thing, honestly, if I had a guy to use it with. But I mean, I still appreciate it nonetheless. If Tim was actually serious about all the messages, all the crazy obsessive messages that he's been sending me, he was telling me that he wanted to do a bunch of sex live streams, that he wanted me to film and broadcast us having sex with each other, that he wanted me to film him sucking my penis, and he wanted me to film myself fucking him up the ass, and he wanted people to see it, and he wanted to post it on a ton of different porn sites, and he wanted to live stream it. He even talked about how he wanted to suck on my penis while I'm doing my gaming live streams and while I'm talking in my episodes of Joe Winko Talk. And just letting you know, there's no guy doing that to me right now. So, yeah. But that was all something that I was really excited for, and I absolutely did want to do that with them. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course we can do that. I mean, I think I did talk about this in an episode of Joe Winko Talk a really long time ago. I think this was my Proud Boys episode of Joe Winko Talk from year 2020. Oh yeah, yeah. Only a proud guy would do that. I mean, yeah, about how I was looking for a guy to suck on my penis while I take pictures and videos of it and post them on a bunch of gay porn sites. I've been trying to find a guy to do that with for a while. Still looking for a guy to do that with. Yeah, my Discord username should be somewhere on this video in case you haven't seen it yet. But then I got even more excited to see him again, and I tend to be a bit overly optimistic about things. That's one thing that kind of gets me in trouble sometimes. But I was really happy and really excited about Tim, honestly. I mean, even after the last time I saw him in 2019, that was the last time I saw him in person, but he kept trying to get in touch with me, kept getting in touch with me, kept telling me how much he wants to suck on my penis, kept sending me pictures of his ass and pictures of his mouth. Something that really gets me going, honestly, something that really gets me excited. Honestly, I was really excited to meet him. I hope he sees this video, and I hope he finally realizes how much I really do like him and how much I really do want to be with him. Imagine, like, for those of you now, in case you guys haven't seen my Washington Stalker, No Stalker Boy for Joe Winko episode of Joe Winko Talk, I'll have the link to that in the pinned comments or have it on this video somewhere so you guys can click and watch it. Go watch that video and then come back to where you left off here. The crazy Middle Eastern guy who fell in love with that one woman in Washington State. I remember his name. His name was Ramin. That's a story I've been thinking about a lot. I never forgot about that story and never will forget that story because I wanted a man just like him. Imagine if that's how Tim was. Imagine if he was like hell-bent on becoming my lover and partner and hell-bent on being with me, even going as far to come down to Florida, come to the town I live in and calling me on the phone, telling me that he's in Florida and that he wants to see me again and that he wants to be with me and be my lover and everything. Imagine if I actually got on video exactly like I am now, with his name written all over my body. I mean, oh hell. I mean, I was just thinking if a man wrote my name all over his body, exactly like my name is written on my body right now, and got on video and started talking about how much he loves Joe Winko and how much he wants to suck Joe Winko's penis, I mean, I would be like, that guy would become my husband. That guy would become my husband. That guy would become my husband. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, gosh, I never had anyone. Of course, I never had anyone do that. Are you fucking kidding me? So that's basically the thing with Tim. I mean, I don't know why he's calling me on anonymous numbers, but another thing about it is a lot of times he chooses bad times to call me, which is really weird, but from time to time he'll choose a bad time to call me. I spend a lot of time by myself at home, really. I mean, yeah, I'm awake at weird hours during the day, but I spend a lot of time by myself at home. That's literally what I do 90% of my time. I'm just at home by myself, not allowed to have people over. I always want a guy to call me. I always want a guy to talk to me, and I always appreciate it when a guy calls me and talks to me, but guys are always afraid to call me on the phone or call me on Discord or call me on Facebook Messenger or call me on Twitter or call me on Instagram. It's rare for a guy to actually want to voice chat with me and call me. But once in a while, Tim will. But every now and then he chooses a bad time to call me. Like, for example, I remember when I was had a ride home from my doctor's appointment, and he called me during the ride home from my doctor's appointment, and I was telling him, Tim, can you call me back in like a few minutes? You're calling me at a bad time. And he was telling me how much he wanted me and everything, how much he wanted my penis in his mouth and stuff like that. And I was like, Tim, chill. Just call me back when I get home. I'll be able to talk to you then. And then I would hang up, and then as soon as I get home and try calling him back, and well, actually, that time he actually did answer, and me and him talked with each other, and I was telling him how much I love him. He was telling me how much he wanted to have my penis inside of his mouth all the time. And then eventually, when I kept telling him how much I loved him, he would start telling me that he really loves me too, and that he wants to be with me. And then it warmed my heart. And then well, if you start telling me that, I definitely will want to have my penis inside of you all the time, really. I mean, that's what gets me in the mood when you start flirting with me and telling me you love me over and over again. I mean, some guys get freaked out, but you have to remember, I'm not a normal guy. I'm an autistic guy, so I'm a crazy guy myself, so that does not scare me away at all. Yeah, that warmed my heart. And yeah, I know he does because he's been sending me tons of emails over and over again since 2016. But the only problem is, like, for some reason, he gets freaked out and he chickens out, saying that he doesn't want to meet me, saying that I should find someone better. I mean, even though I don't really have any options, I mean, I post tons of dating ads online. I'm on tons of different dating apps and stuff like that. But the guys are too stuck up to be with me and shit like that. Even though my standards among men are literally at sea level, I still can't find anyone. Like, most of the guys who have ditched me look like the fucking monsters from the Wrong Turn movies, but I still can't find a lover and partner at all. Like, seriously, even fucking Uncle Fester from the Addams Family didn't want to be with me at all. He was wearing that shirt when he came to meet me because, like, he saw my Captain America video about why I love Captain America. But that idiot really should have wore the fucking Captain America mask too, because he was ugly as hell, which is obviously something that I'm okay with since I'm a freak who actually likes ugly guys, in case you guys haven't noticed yet. And obviously, I didn't tell him that at all. Obviously, I was being kind and polite to him the whole entire time we were together. But that fucking idiot decided to ghost me because I was taking too long to reply to his text messages. The guy in the Captain America shirt, that's who I'm talking about right now. He blocked me because I was taking too long to reply to his damn text messages, even though I told him that he should fucking call me instead, but he was too stupid to realize that, and that idiot had the fucking nerve to watch one of my gaming live streams after he blocked me. How I found that out is I texted him from another number, this stupid guy in the Captain America shirt, not Tim. This was another guy. And he told me that, and I just got really mad, and I told him to fuck off, and in all honesty, I was in a bad mood. If he ever came back and said, Joe, I'm sorry for being such an idiot. I want to try things again with you. Do you forgive me? You know, I would obviously say yes, but I can assure you that he's absolutely not going to do that. So that's it for. I don't even want to call him the fucking Captain America guy. I forgot what his name was, but that's who I'm talking about. He doesn't deserve to be called fucking Captain America. But that was another man. But Tim, I actually do like Tim, and I feel really bad that he keeps chickening out and doesn't want to actually meet me or do anything with me. Because I love all the messages he sent me. Obviously, I like him a lot. I mean, he's definitely my type, honestly. I think he's very handsome and he's very sweet and very nice, except when he tells me he can't be with me at all. I don't know what the hell his problem is. He'll act like he likes me, that he wants to be with me, and then he'll be like, "No, I can't do this, Joe. I can't be with you. Please go find someone else." But then a couple days later, he'll be blowing up my phone, calling me, saying that he wants to meet me. Now, this doesn't really happen like all the time, really. This doesn't really happen all the time. It's more like every now and then he'll try to get in touch with me. But it seems like I only will hear from him when I'm like looking for his messages because he used to message me on Instagram a lot and he used to send me tons of messages on Instagram, but I rarely check my Instagram messages. He also emails me a lot, but I have so much spam in my inbox that like when you email me, I almost will 99% of the time end up missing it unless I'm looking for an email from you or something like that. The best way to get a hold of me is through Discord, honestly. And he will call my phone, but for the times he called my phone, I would say that it's pretty rare. It's like once in a while he'll get like a surge to call my phone and talk to me and everything like that. But it's not like he's like obsessively, even though it may seem like it, it's not like he's like obsessively constantly calling my phone every single day. Um, it's like once in a while he'll go on a surge and act like he really wants to meet me, sending me messages about the hotel reservations he's making in Volusia County, Florida. And you know, another stupid thing, I actually told him that another thing he could do is just send me a bus ticket back to Wisconsin and have me visit him, even though I hate Wisconsin with a passion. But guess what time of the year he always recommends me to come back to Wisconsin is? Around December and November and January. And I hate the cold. I don't like being in the cold. But for some reason, he wants me to come back to Wisconsin during that time. I mean, you know what? I might actually consider it. I might actually consider that. I mean, if he can, well, apparently I think he told me that he can't afford to send me a bus ticket back to Wisconsin. He wants me to like ask my adoptive parents to send me a bus ticket back to Wisconsin so I can come visit my adoptive parents. And then once I'm back in Wisconsin, call him and he'll come to wherever I want him to pick me up from and he'll come pick me up. I don't want to do that. I don't like visiting my adoptive parents. I don't want to go back to my adoptive parents' house. I want to spend as much time away from my adoptive parents as possible. I sure as hell, and they want me to stay away too. I sure as hell do not want to go back to Wisconsin to see Tim. I mean, I will do it if that's the only way I can see him again. I mean, I wish he would just come down to fucking Volusia County like he said he was going to, and like he says that he's going to, but he never actually does. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. And you know, it's really messed up. And another thing is, I remember I screenshotted, this was back in like 2020, 2021. I screenshotted one of his obsessive messages that he sent to me and I posted it on Facebook to vent. And I was talking about how this guy keeps sending me these messages, how Tim keeps sending me these messages and saying that he wants to meet me and wants to be with me and wants to suck on my penis all the time and these obsessive messages. And you know, the thing is, I actually thought the message that he sent me, if he really meant it, I thought it was really sweet. If he would have really meant the obsessive, I can't remember what message it was, but it was like some really obsessive message about how he thought I was really sexy and how he wanted to be with me and have my penis inside of his mouth all the time and wanted to be connected to me all the time. Stuff that gets me in the mood. It's like the way he worded that whole message, it was like really obsessive and like kind of at a deranged level, which is exactly what I liked and which is what exactly what gets me in the mood in case you haven't noticed. When I screenshotted that message and posted it on Facebook, a lot of people were commenting on that message and they were saying, Joe, you should not talk to this guy. This guy has some serious problems. The way he's saying that he wants you and stuff like this. I mean, this guy seems absolutely crazy. That's what everyone was typing and commenting on that picture. They said, this is absolutely creepy. I don't know how you want a guy like this. And I can't remember what message that was. I mean, he sent me like so many like crazy obsessive messages telling me that he wants my penis inside of his mouth all the time, but I cannot find I do not remember which specific message it was. It could have been the one that I read to you guys, but like a lot of people were like really creeped out by it and they were saying that I should stay away from this guy and not talk to him at all. But you know, this is I mean, I love everything he says to me. I mean, I do want to I mean, except for all the extremely crazy stuff like walking him around in a leash in public. He was also telling me another annoying thing. I sent him some pictures of me wearing this. This is like a speedo that I tie on and like they come off like very easily. This is obviously made for guys and everything. I sent him some pictures of me wearing this because I mean, obviously I want to send him sexy pictures of myself. This is a guy I want to get with. I sent him some pictures of me wearing this. He keeps asking for me to resend the picture over and over and over again. And I'm like, why do you keep asking for me to resend it over and over again? The reason why is because like he acts like he really likes me, feels like he really likes me, but then at the last minute he feels like it's wrong for him to like me this much, and then he deletes the picture. Therefore, he's constantly asking me to send him the red Speedo pic over and over again, and this is where it gets really stupid. He actually says that he wants to come to Volusia County and he wants me to wear this while I'm waiting for him to pick me up at the place that I want him to pick me up at. And I'm like, dude, I live in a redneck hillbilly town in Florida. There is no way in fucking hell I can wear this thing in public. There is no way I can do that. So I'm sorry, but I have to dress normally. You just come, pick me up, take me to the hotel room, then I'll put this on for you. But I cannot be waiting at a parking lot wearing this. I mean, gosh, I mean, that just shows you how out there this guy is. I mean, and it wasn't like that was the reason why he didn't want to meet me. It wasn't like, oh, if you don't wear that, I'm not gonna come meet you then. It was more along the lines that like he was like getting like really excited to come meet me, but then at the last minute he chickens out. Like I don't know what the hell his problem is. I mean, because clearly I like him a lot. I mean, in case you guys don't notice, I have his fucking name written all over my body right now. But and I would assume that clearly he likes me also. He's been sending me obsessive messages since 2016 wanting to meet me. That's like him sending me a bunch of obsessive messages back in the 1990s and it being the 2000s and he still hasn't gotten together with me yet. I mean, it seems a lot longer when you think of it that way. We're going on 10 years almost because we're almost in 2025. But it's really upsetting. That's what hurts the most. It seems like he's treating me as like an unhealthy addiction or something like that. But how the fucking hell am I an unhealthy addiction? Seriously, I mean, I want a crazy obsessive guy so he never leaves at all and so he's always there and I would always appreciate him being there all the time and I would always feel lucky to have him, really. I mean, I'm not one of those guys who gets off on like depriving someone, say that I have a crazy obsessive, say that I end up finding, say that when, because I know what's going to happen, say that when I finally do have a crazy obsessive guy who's madly in love with me and wants to be with me and everything and who always wants to spend time with me. Say that I finally do find that. It's not like I'm gonna play with his emotions and ditch him and leave him and have him sad because I don't want to see him at all, because I always will want to be with him just as much as he wants to be with me, honestly. And I'd always be happy to have him in my life, and I wouldn't want him to leave like all the others have. And I always would appreciate him, really. And, the sad thing is, that's kind of exactly what Tim is doing with me. I mean, like, he keeps acting like he really wants to see me, and keeps acting like he really wants to suck on my penis over and over again and be with me and everything. But then, as soon as I try to make plans with them, he suddenly says, "No, we can't get together. This isn't right. I shouldn't do this at all. You should go find someone else." And every other fucking guy I talked to, I mean, that's how I knew that it was him. All those missed calls were from him. Because no guy calls my phone that much except him. And it pisses me off because he doesn't even want to meet me at all. This is the closest thing I have to having an obsessive male lover. And I got really mad too. And every now and then he'll call me and pull this on me while I'm in a bad mood and while I'm having a bad day. He'll call me and tell me, "Joe, I really love you. I want to get together with you. I want to suck on your penis over and over again, exactly like you want me to." But then he does it while I'm in a bad mood. And then I tell him, "Dude, you've been doing this for years. If you keep doing this, I'm going to write your ass into my death curse book." Now, for those of you who don't know about this thing, I practice witchcraft. I've been practicing it since 2020, and this is my death curse book. Whenever I meet someone who pisses me off, usually it's my haters on Reddit or stupid guys from dating sites who act like they like me and then ditch me, I write them into my death curse book or the death note. How this thing works is if you write someone's name in it, that person that you write into the death curse book, it's supposed to cause them to die. This book is supposed to be magical, and it's supposed to cause anyone you write into the death curse book is supposed to die from the book's magic power killing them or something like that. And I'm a bit notorious for doing that. For some stupid reason, a lot of people, quite a few people get freaked out because I write for people to die in my death curse book and I wish death upon them and shit like that. I don't know, those people are fucking stupid. Even though this book does work, I mean, there were people that I wrote into my death curse books. I actually have more than one of them because I keep running out of fucking space. There were people who I've wrote into my death curse books who actually died in real life, but I mean, only a few of them have, not even close to the real number of people I've wrote into my death curse books. But when Tim calls me and pulls this stuff on me while I'm in a bad mood, every now and then I'll snap on him and I'll say, "Dude, if you keep pulling this shit over and over again, telling me you want to meet me, telling me you want to be with me, and then you cancel out on me and flake on me and say that you can't meet me at all and say that you're canceling the plans to come meet me, I'm going to write your ass into my death curse book." And I get really pissed off, and that's exactly what I tell him. However, usually when I tell a guy that I'm going to write him into my death curse book, he usually ditches me and goes away for good. I mean, exactly. I usually only say that to a guy when he's pissing me off and making me mad, so I mean, I don't really care that much at that point. I don't regret it at all either. But when I tell that to Tim, he has a way of diffusing my anger. He'll tell me, "Oh, I'm probably going to die anyway because of my cancer." Now, that's another thing about Tim. I remember a long time ago, I don't remember what year this was. I think it was like 2016 or 2017. He doesn't really talk about it that much. He was talking about how he might have like stomach cancer or something like that. And he says that he might not survive and that he might be dying of cancer. I don't really remember the specifics, but he did mention that he might have cancer or something. And then whenever he mentions that, I mean, he says that he doesn't have enough time to live. I mean, he mentioned that to me so long ago, way back in 2017, but here he is still calling up my phone tons of times wanting to get together with me. whenever he mentions that, I mean, I'm always like, well, let's get together anyway. I mean, I mean, like, obviously, I don't want him to die of cancer. But I tell him, It's okay. I mean, like, maybe you'll overcome it. Let's get together and, like, just so I can at least be with you." And I didn't say it to him like this, but basically what I meant is, like, even if he doesn't have much time left because of his cancer, that I would still want to spend his uh, his last moments with us together, so I could at least be with him. I mean, even if it doesn't last long, I mean, I would just be happy with that. And I told him that it doesn't really matter to me if he has cancer. I mean, obviously, I don't want him to have cancer because I want him to become my obsessive lover, and I always want him to be there, and I never want him to go away at all. But like when I tell him on those times when I snapped on him and told him I was going to write him into the fucking death curse book, he'll tell me, "Oh, well, I probably will die because of my cancer." And then when he says that to me, that's when I'm like, Joe, chill. You don't say that to him. I mean, this guy is mentally ill. This guy is crazy. I mean, yeah, he wants to meet you, but something is holding him back. And I just want to make this very clear. I am never going to write Tim into my death curse book. I'm never going to write him into this book. I can't write Tim into this book. You know, some people think that I'm some psychopath because I write like a lot of people who piss me off into my death curse book, but I can't write Tim into my death curse book. I can never write Tim into my death curse book. I mean, I do love him. I will say that. I absolutely do love him. He's been sending me tons of emails, obsessive calls. I mean, every now and then, not like constantly, but every now and then throughout the years since year 2016. And he was actually one of the guys who I casted a love spell on um, back in 2020, 2021. And he was one of the guys I talked about in my failed love spells of a gay magic warlock episode of Joe Winko talk back in 2021. I'll have the link to that video in the pinned comments as well because I was convinced that was going to work because that's the closest thing. If you read some of the messages from him, that was the closest thing I had to a crazy obsessive man. And unfortunately, it didn't work. I mean, I only tried one love spell on him. I told him that I can also cast a banishing spell on him. He told me to cast a banishing spell on him so he can stop thinking of me. I don't want to do that though because I really don't want him to go away. I mean, I want him to. You see what I look like right now. Obviously, I don't want him to go away. I just want it to stop being just a fantasy he has, just a crazy fantasy. I want us to get together for real. And I don't know what's stopping that. So, like, my best guess is probably he doesn't have any money or anything or something like that. Well, I mean, that's okay with me. I mean, we can work something out, really. I mean, I actually wanted to send him a magic check of abundance, and I mean, I did a whole post explaining that. I can't really show those in this video, but that's basically like a money spell. I wanted to mail him a magic check of abundance, but he doesn't want to like give me his address for some reason, which is understandable, really. I mean, if he had a PO box, I could send him one. But but yeah, like he doesn't want me to do that, and I mean, I just don't want it to just be. I want all of those messages he sends me to be real. And it's just really sad, honestly, that he keeps chickening out. I mean, it's not because like he decides he doesn't. It's because like it seems like he has like a lot of doubt in himself that he thinks it's unhealthy for him to like me that much or want me that much, and it's really not unhealthy at all because that's exactly the kind of guy I'm looking for, like a crazy obsessive guy. And I obviously do like him, and one thing that he always brings up constantly in his emails to me. He tells me that he likes my ice bucket challenge video. He tells me that I'm his caramel stud. I love when he calls me. I love when he calls me his caramel stud. It warms my heart all the time. And yeah, I mean, I want to be his caramel stud, really. I mean, yeah, but I told my other friend who has bipolar that Tim has bipolar disorder, and I told him that how Tim has been messaging me and contacting me for years saying that he wants to get together with me and wants to be with me. And my other friend with bipolar disorder said, "Oh, well, that's no excuse. Just because he has bipolar disorder doesn't make you do that." And yeah, whenever I show a message from him to one of my friends, they always tell me, oh, one of my online friends, I should say, one of my online friends, they always tell me that either this guy is crazy and I should just leave him alone. And if he stopped emailing me, I would not reply back. I would not talk to him. But whenever I get an email from him telling me that he really wants to get together with me, telling me that he's in love with me and stuff like that, I always, as I said, I tend to be overly optimistic. I always think that, okay, maybe he's finally going to meet me. He finally won't be able to get enough of me, like exactly as I want. I'll finally be able to delete all my damn dating apps and never use them again because I have this crazy obsessive guy. But that still hasn't happened. And for some reason, he's calling me anonymously. I'm obviously not going to turn off the block anonymous calls on my phone, but to the guy I'm talking about in this video, Tim, if you're watching this video, you know that I really like you. You wanted me to do a video about you and I, and here I am with your name written all over my body. I mean, does that not tell you something? I mean, hope I hope this gets through to you. I hope this diminishes any doubt you have in your mind. And I hope you seriously want to get together. Hope you don't run away again or get negative again like you did the last two times. I hope you never run away at all. Really. I hope you run after me instead. I mean, oh man. Well, you wouldn't have to run after me because I wouldn't run. I wouldn't run away from you at all. Really. I mean, yeah, I have the restraints that you still have the restraints since 2018. The ones you ordered for me off of Amazon back in 2018, they're still unopened. I'm ready to use them with you. What's stopping you? Seriously. Also, Tim, if you're watching this video, you should just sign up for... You could call me on Instagram again, but I don't check Instagram very often. Just sign up for Discord and contact me on Discord. Seriously. That's the best way of getting a hold of me. Either Tim or another crazy obsessive guy who seriously does want to meet me instead. There's two ways that this is all going to end. One, either Tim finally decides to meet me, finally decides to make everything we've been emailing each other about over the years, everything he's been emailing me about over the years, finally decides to make that all real, or another crazy obsessive man who's a total bottom who wants to suck on my penis all the time and who actually does want to be my lover in real life ends up getting together with me instead and ends up taking my attention off of Tim and ends up taking Tim's place and ends up being my crazy obsessive lover in real life. And then I won't even think of Tim again, to be completely honest with you guys, because like the only time I notice his messages is really only when I'm like checking my emails or checking my missed calls or something like that. or checking my Instagram messages. That's really the only time I notice his like obsessive messages. I mean, really only when I'm looking for them is when I notice them. Now, I know what a guy might be thinking while watching this video. They might think, oh, I'm scared to get together with Joe Winko. What if this Tim guy comes after me? Well, first of all, he sure as hell is not going to do that because he's not even coming to Volusia County, Florida to meet me at all. He never came to Florida to meet me at all. Despite saying that since 2017, he's never come down to Florida to meet me at all or to see me again. That's what I meant to say. He's never come down to Florida to see me again. So, yeah, that's the thing. He's not going to do that, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, another thing, he's not even going to notice you at all. I mean, I'm 100% certain that if Tim ever sent me an email saying that he wants to get together with me and suck on my penis, I'm 100% certain that if I replied to him with a message saying that I'm already with another guy, I'm already in love with another guy, I don't want to see you anymore, I'm 100% certain I will never hear from him again. I'm 100% certain I will never hear from Tim again. But I don't want to say I don't want to say that to him because so far, from what I can see, he's the only. And don't get me wrong, I talk to a lot of different guys all the time online. A bunch of fucking conversations that never go anywhere. A bunch of stupid guys who are scared to talk on the phone with me for some stupid reasons. A lot of stuck-up guys who think they're too good for me. But so far, I mean, maybe this is not the correct way of wording this. He kind of seems like the only option. For right now, he seems like the only option until another guy comes along and then once that guy comes along, then if he ends up getting tired of me and ghosting me like all the other guys did, I mean, there's so many guys, so many guys, so many guys who do that, like so many guys who do that. But until like another crazy obsessive man comes along and comes into my life. I'm not even going to say another crazy obsessive man because I never met a crazy obsessive man before. This is the closest thing I have to it. A crazy guy who calls me anonymously for some stupid reason and doesn't even try to make anything real at all. Just wants to ramble to me about how he wants my penis in his mouth. So in the blink of an eye, he can change his mind and tell me, no, Joe, we can't get together. You're bad for me, Joe Winko. And so he can like ditch me and cut me out of his life only to eventually come back later on and send me a bunch of emails, which I will respond to since I don't have any other crazy guy. I mean, only because I don't have any other crazy guy to talk to, which I will respond to. And it just keeps going on and on like that. And eventually, for some reason, my overly optimistic mind think that it's eventually going to work. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not like what you guys might all be thinking is like, Joe, you should try talking to another guy instead. Just don't focus on Tim at all. Like, you focusing on Tim is what's getting all these other guys to go away. That is far from the truth. That is far from the truth. That is far from the truth because I don't really think about Tim that often. I mean, like, I didn't really think about him until I got all those missed calls, really. I mean, if I'm talking to another guy who I think I might have something with, I will focus on the other guy and not focus on Tim. But usually the thing is, the other guy will get tired and bored of me for reasons completely unrelated, for the stupid reasons I mentioned earlier, and then he'll ghost me and stop talking to me for whatever fucking stupid reason because he's fake and two-faced. I mean, it seems like that's all I attract are fake and two-faced guys. I mean, as much as I hate to say this, including the guy in this I'm talking about in this video who keeps coming back for some weird reason. But yeah, that's the thing, really. The only way this is going to end is if either Tim finally decides that he really does like me and actually decides to make everything he said in his emails to me real, Or another crazy obsessive man, preferably one watching this video, becomes obsessed with me instead and adds me on Discord and starts telling me that he wants to suck my penis all the time and starts telling me that he doesn't want me to touch his penis or that I don't have to take it up the ass ever and that he wants to be my obsessive power bottom man and that he's madly in love with me, that he wants to come to Florida and be with me, or he wants to send me a bus ticket to wherever he lives so I can come visit him, so we can spend a lot of time with each other, and so we can suck on my penis over and over again, so we can go on a road trip with each other, and so we can become lovers with each other. And so he can send me tons of pictures of his lips and tons of pictures of his ass over and over again, send me a bunch of voiceover recordings of himself saying that he wants to perform oral sex on me over and over again so I can hear his voice whenever I'm masturbating. I mean, oh God. I mean, that's how you do it. That's definitely how you do it. And then, if another guy ends up becoming obsessed with me instead and truly wants to meet me, the same way Ramin was becoming obsessed with Zori and my No Stalker Boy for Joe Winko episode, a Joe Winko talk, I will forget all about Tim and it won't be, Tim won't even cross my mind anymore. It's going to be me and the obsessive guy instead. And it's going to be his name written all over my body instead. Except I would not get it tattooed on. I mean, I don't get any tattoos on me. I'm diabetic, so I can't get tattoos. This is all written in lipstick. I mean, once I get my makeup remover wipes and wipe myself down, all of this will be off. So, yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, this stuff isn't tattooed on at all, really. Yeah, just had to make that really clear. I mean, it's my autism. I always have to clarify stuff like that. But please hope that either one of those happens. I mean, please hope either Tim ends up seeing this video and decides that he really does love me and want to be with me, exactly as I always wanted him to, or hope that another crazy obsessive man who is a catcher and not a pitcher, a crazy obsessive man who is a bottom, wants to be with me and wants to be my power bottom and who wants to constantly suck on my penis all the time and perform oral sex on me all the time and swallow my sperm all the time. And I mean, and if he's really up for this, wants me to fuck him up the ass, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with a guy who doesn't want to do anal sex, who just wants to suck me off, just as long as he doesn't want to stick anything in my mouth or up my ass. Those are hard limits for me. I need a guy who's like a total bottom, honestly, who doesn't want me to touch his penis at all. That's the kind of guy I need. I mean, definitely going to take something supernatural to attract that, but I've been casting tons of love spells, and in case you guys don't know, the symbol that you see drawn on my body, this is actually an ancient gay magic Viking love rune symbol that's meant to draw love from one man to another man. So that's why you see this symbol drawn on my body, really. And yeah, I can definitely write your name all over my body instead, really. I mean, well, during our magic sex rituals or something like that. But I prefer not to show you in any of my YouTube videos, but if we're going to be making porn videos together, I mean, yeah, I'll show you in those. Just wouldn't want to show my face in them. Unless we were like really official, then I wouldn't mind at all because you would be my lover and I'd be proud of being with you, no matter what you look like. Even if you looked like Jason Voorhees unmasked from Friday the 13th or Friday the 13th Part 2 or Part 3, well, I would still be proud to be with you. I mean, because I'm a freak who's into ugly guys, but I like normal looking guys as well. And I obviously like handsome guys, but yeah, handsome, normal, or ugly, I still love you nonetheless. Just prefer a guy who's older than I am, but I mean, either way, doesn't matter, just as long as you're 18 years old or older than I am. I mean, gosh. And a total bottom who never wants your penis touched at all. That's another major thing. Gotta make that clear. again. So that's basically it for this episode of Joe Winko Talk. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Please hope that things work out. Please hope that I end up finding a crazy obsessive lover, whoever the hell that may end up being, just as long as he falls in line with the stuff I just mentioned earlier. And please hope that he contacts me on Discord. For some reason, I'm feeling optimistic that that's going to end up happening. But as I said, I tend to get overly optimistic because of my autism. And I mean, not the first time it happened. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. Don't forget to sign up for Rumble, BitChute, and Oddsee, and subscribe to me on Rumble, BitChute, and Oddsee because I'm trying to move away from YouTube because they have too much of a monopoly on video sharing that needs to come to an end. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, peace out, people.